Hi guys, as always, to get started, I'm using my Nivea Men Aftershave Balm, and I'll just be applying a layer of that all over the face, and then I'm going to make sure to wait until it gets tacky. Now I'll be using the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer Water, and this stuff is great. It's amazing, which I am almost out of. I have to go buy a new one. This is the travel size, and I already ran out of my regular size. So anyways, I'm going to spray that all over the face and let it sink into the skin. For foundation today, I'm using the L'Oreal Infallible in the shade 106, and I'm just going to apply a layer of that foundation all over the face, and this is going to cover any imperfection, which there are none, by the way. But basically, it's just going to balance out the skin tone, and it's going to give us a nice even tone. Now I'm going to use the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer in the shade 10. I'm going to apply that underneath the eyes, on the eyelids, forehead, Cupid's bow, nose, and the jawline. And now using the LA Girl Pro Concealer, this is in the shade yellow. I'll just apply that all over the areas that I applied the Maybelline one. And the reason why I'm doing this is because the Maybelline concealer is a little bit too pink for her skin tone. So I decided to use the yellow just to bring that yellow undertone back, because we love our yellow undertone. That is definitely our thing. And once I apply all that concealer mix all over the face, I'm just going to blend it out with my damp beauty blender. And as you can see, the shade was just perfect. I live for this foundation and concealer combination. It was really awesome. And now those areas of the face are nicely highlighted. As always, I have to set the makeup in place, and for that today I'll be using the Laura Mercier translucent powder, and I'll just apply a thin layer all over the areas that I apply the concealer. I'm not going to bake, I'm just going to set the makeup in place, and this is also going to prevent the creasing, cracking, and it helps the makeup last a lot longer. Now I'm just taking any blending brush and I'm just going to blend any excess powder away, just because, like I said, I didn't want to do heavy baking, but I did want to set the makeup in place. And now it's time for bronzer, and I'll be using a mix of Gold Deposit by MAC and this for Honey Heat bronzer, because she did wanted a nice glowy bronzed look, so that is why I did this mix, and honestly it looked so amazing. I'm really happy how it turned out. Anyways, I'm just going to apply this mix all over the face, basically on the key points, which are underneath the cheekbones, on the sides of the forehead, on the forehead, and just a tiny bit on the jawline, because this is a little bit shimmery. I just want to keep it very light, but underneath the chin it won't look as great because it's very shimmery, so I'll just keep it very minimum. Now I'm just going to do a mix of blushes. Today I'll be using the Milani Luminoso and Berry Amore, and I'll just apply that all over the cheeks just to give her a nice healthy glow. Now I'm just going to set the makeup in place using the MAC Fix Plus, and right after I do that, I'll be applying my highlight. You guys know that I love applying my highlight right after the setting spray, and this helps glue the highlight to the face and honestly makes it last longer, and it makes it stand out even more, which is crazy. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to apply Fix Plus all over the face, and then I'll go back in with the Ofra Rodeo Drive highlighter, and I'm just going to apply that on the highest point of the cheeks in a C shape. And then I'll apply that on the chin, and switching brushes, I'll be using a much more smaller and denser brush, and this is going to give me a more precise application. And with that brush, I'll apply a little bit more of the highlight on the Cupid's bow, tip of the nose, and the bridge of the nose. Now I'm using the Morphe Brushes palette, and this one is a collaboration with Jaclyn Hill. I'm just going to use the orange eyeshadow that's in the palette, and I'm just going to apply that all over the crease and really building up this eyeshadow because I want it to be very, very visible. And as you guys know, I love my orange eyeshadows as transition shades. Now with the same palette, I'm using this reddish shimmery eyeshadow. It's like really hard to explain. Honestly, you guys can see it, and the mix was incredible. I loved that mix. I hope you guys like it too. So now I'm using the NYX Jumbo Pen in the shade Milk, and right in with the pencil, I'll just apply that all over the lid. And just because this pencil is super big and thick and fat, I will need the help of a tiny brush, and this is just going to help me carve out that cut crease. I want to point out that the outer part of the eye, that crease area, I flick it upwards just like I would with any wing liner, but this line is no different except that it's just on the crease, and that's going to give you that nice cat eye look and that super cut crease. Now I'm using MAC Fix Plus and this pigment by MAC in the shade Rose. I'm just going to wet the pigment, and I'm just going to apply that all over the areas that I applied the white Jumbo Pen by NYX. And then just little by little, I'm going to start packing and building up the nice, beautiful, gorgeous pink eyeshadow, and making sure not to bring it above that cut crease. Now I'm just going to do a wing line off camera using the NYC liquid eyeliner, and then I'll be applying some falsies, and today I'll be using the Mega Volume by Ardell, one of our favorite lashes, hers and mine. And then I'll be using the Duo Eyelash Glue, and this one is in the shade Dark Tone, and that just means that it dries dark, which is perfect because it usually blends really nice with the eyeliner. And as always, I place the falsies in the center of the eye, and then I place the outer corner of the lash, and then I place the inner corner of the lash. And excuse the weird angle and my fingers blocking the view. However, it's really hard to do makeup on someone else, especially when you're trying to film it and get good quality, good lighting, and making sure you're in frame and making sure you're focused. And also keep in mind that I'm working on this side, so it's a very awkward angle to work with. It's not like I have her in front of me where I can see everything. So keep that in mind when you see a makeup tutorial. It is not easy. And also I had to make sure that the eyelash was being placed properly too, so I not only have to do a good job but also make sure that the camera is picking it up. Now my number one trick is to go back with the eyeliner and just sharpen that wing, and this really makes it super black and it covers any glue that we might have peeking through. I honestly highly recommend you do this trick after you finish your eye makeup. Just go back with your eyeliner and sharpen it. Now I'm going to use any black eyeliner, and I'll just apply that on the bottom waterline. And this one is just a sample from Marc Jacobs, but you can use any black eyeliner will do. Now going back in with the reddish eyeshadow, I'll just apply that underneath the eye from the outer to the inner part of the lower lash line. And then I'll make sure to switch brushes to a very small brush and make sure to blend the harsh edges out, because again, I want this look to be super blended and no harsh lines, except the cut crease, of course. Now she's just applying some mascara on her upper and lower lashes, and the mascara she's using is the Maybelline The Falsies Volume Express. From the same palette, I'll be using this Vanilla Shimmery eyeshadow, and I'll focus that right on the highest point of her eyebrow, and then I'll blend it out with my finger because I don't want it to be so harsh, but I do want there to be a nice subtle highlight. I'll also apply some of this shimmery eyeshadow on the tear duct because this makes the eyes look bigger and brighter. Now for the lips, I'll be using this Rimmel London gloss, something Glamour. I don't really remember the name, but I'll leave all the products in the description box as always. And finally, I'll be using the Anastasia Beverly Hills liquid lipstick in the shade Naked, and I'll just be applying a little bit of that on the center of her lips.